and happy Friday. It is the 10th of November today, and today's video is going to be a little bit of sort of like a daily vlog, what you eat in a day. I'm also going to do a weigh-in update today as well, but I just thought I would start off the video by explaining what's been going on over the last couple of weeks, because I haven't made a video. I think I made a weigh-in video last week or maybe the week before, like a little weigh-in update, but other than that I haven't really been present here or over on Instagram, so I thought I would just do a little bit of an update and try my best to explain what's been going on. So I have had a bit of a rough couple of weeks with my mental health. So I do suffer from anxiety and depression, and I'm quite an anxious person day to day anyway, but sometimes there's just periods of time where it really takes over and I really struggle with it. And I would love to get to a place where, regardless of sort of those more trickier times or whatever, I can still pick up the camera and still like film and stuff. And it's not that I've wanted to hide any part of my life in that sense. I don't want to sort of just portray this life that's really happy and everything's great. It's just that I just find it particularly tricky sometimes, especially in those moments, to sort of relay how I'm feeling or share my thoughts and feelings. I just find it really, really difficult. I find it's one of those things that kind of takes over my thought process, and I'm sure this is quite familiar with most people's anxiety, but it really makes me second guess everything I'm saying. I find it really difficult to like reply to text messages and emails, because I'll write out a reply and then I'll read it back and be like, oh, maybe that'll be interpreted this way or that way, and I just overthink everything to the very minute detail, and it makes just daily tasks so difficult. I can't look at people when I'm out and about because I think my brain will start overthinking things. Yeah, it gets quite tricky to do even the normalest of daily activities and tasks. So yeah, that's a little bit of a reason why, but I am working on that, and I really hope that I can get to a point where I can just film regardless. But yeah, so I was feeling a little bit sort of down, and noticed I've got to a point now in my life where I can notice that I'm starting to feel a little bit low, or my anxiety is heightened. So I've started to notice like triggers and things, and I had started to feel a little bit of a dip, and then certain things happened, and to be honest, I feel like regardless of exterior things happening, I would have still felt as sort of low and bad as I did, but it just didn't help. So I had like things going on with the van and stuff like that, and that in turn messed up sort of like my daily routine. And I've definitely noticed I'm a person that really favours having some kind of routine, and I think things like going to the gym on a morning and just a little bit of structure really helps my mental health. Just having that daily routine and having something to somewhat focus on really does help. So I was without a vehicle for a week because it was being fixed, and also that comes along with like the financial side of it as well. So there's a lot of pressure around sort of the van breaking down, but that got fixed and sorted, and I was kind of just like trying to push through it. Just being like, I'll feel better tomorrow, getting up and kind of going on with daily life. But I was just noticing my outlook and my sort of mental attitude towards certain things were, it just wasn't seeming to get better. So I was very happy at the fact I could go back to the gym. So last week, obviously went to the gym on, I think I got the van back on the Saturday. Went to the gym on the Sunday, went to the gym on the Monday, went to the gym on Tuesday morning before work, and by the time I got to work, I noticed that I had a bit of pain in my lower left side of my back, and I was like, oh, that's a bit strange, but thought possibly maybe I'd been sitting in a funny position while I was driving or something, I'm not sure. But it wasn't, it seemed to be more like when I went to sit down at my desk and when I went to stand up and stuff. When I was sort of like up and about and walking around, it didn't seem to be in pain or be uncomfortable. So that was that. And then sort of somewhat went my week in a bit of a normal sense, other than sort of having my anxiety heightened and what have you. And I did still go to the gym. I just didn't really push myself. I didn't do any running. My incline walking, I still did that, but I wasn't going at a super fast speed and stuff. I was just being a bit mindful of the fact that my back was sore, but still managing to go about everything somewhat normally. And then on the Friday morning, I woke up. I was working from home, so I woke up, come downstairs, went to the loo, came and sat on the sofa, just like having a little look through social media and what have you, somewhat planning my work I needed to do. And then I noticed my back was really hurting, so I went to get up. I went to get up off the sofa. Bless you! And from that point, so I stood up off the sofa and just was in the most intense pain. Couldn't really walk around. I was like hobbling around, and I thought, oh, I've not had a bath yet this morning, because the other days I was getting up and sort of getting myself ready to go off to work. So I would get up at like 5, get in the bath for like 40 minutes or whatever, thinking that that would like ease the muscle, help it feel a bit better, and then sort of get out and get myself ready and off to work. So I thought, right, I'll go run myself a bath. So I was hobbling over to the bathroom, couldn't really bend over to run the taps, but somewhat managed. And then I couldn't get in the bath because it was too painful. I couldn't lift up my leg. And then Jim got up and came and sort of said, well, let's get you sat down on the sofa, get you comfy, I'll get you like a hot water bottle or whatever. And I couldn't sit down. Like, I got myself into a position. I managed to sort of somewhat get on the sofa, but once I was there, the pain was so unbearably intense. I couldn't stand back up, so Jim had to like hoist me back up. So then I tried to lay down in bed, couldn't do that, same situation. So basically the only thing I could do was stand in quite a like strange position. That's the only thing that I could really do. So I ended up getting an appointment at the doctor's. Very interesting getting down, because obviously I couldn't really sit down, so I managed, thankfully in the van the seats are quite high, so I put the backrest up to like a really vertical point. I managed to hold the majority of my weight on the handle above the door, get down to the doctor's and like hobble in, and then they sort of said that they think it's like just a pulled muscle, but they did give me some medication. So I've been taking a muscle relaxant, some naproxen, and then a stronger painkiller, and then also a pill that lines my stomach to help protect the stomach lining, because naproxen can be a bit sort of like intense and potentially create stomach ulcers and what have you. So I've been taking them all week, and it's still not fully better. it's definitely 100% better than it was this time last week, because it was, I just can't, I've never had pain like that from a pulled muscle. I've obviously pulled muscles and strained muscles and what have you, but just nothing anywhere close to the pain and like lack of mobility that I had. So obviously it's much better, and I'm still taking my medication, but I'm hoping that over the next couple of days it just starts to feel so much better. The doctor did say have somewhat equal amounts of like rest and movement, because you don't want to just sit in one position because it'll really like seize up. So that was kind of music to my ears, because one of the things I was most upset about this time last week was the fact that I wouldn't be able to continue with my daily step streak and also closing my Apple Fitness rings. I was like, how the heck am I gonna do that? It's just impossible. And that was really upsetting, because it wouldn't have been down to my motivation, it wouldn't have been down to me, it would have been down to an injury. And I was just like, that's so frustrating. So when she said that, I was like, oh, there's hope, there's some hope there. But obviously at that point I couldn't really walk around or anything. But then as the day went on, so I got home, took the medication, and as the day went on, it sort of seemed to, the pain was still there and it was constant, but it wasn't totally debilitating. So I basically snail's pace like walked around the lounge, and then I would sit down for a bit, get up and do that, you know, in between doing work I would sort of like get up and snail's pace walk, and somehow miraculously managed to still get in those steps and managed to close my Apple Fitness rings. So when I was doing my snail's pace walk, I set my Apple Watch to log an indoor walk, and I kind of feel a little bit like I've cheated myself, just because it wasn't any sort of like decent amount of workout, and my Apple Watch knew that, because my goal is 45-minute exercise, and I think I did around 4 sets of half an hour walking, and it only just logged it. So it obviously knew that I wasn't really putting much effort in. Not that I could, but I think it obviously worked. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, I kind of feel a little bit like I have cheated myself with my streak. But then I also think, well, I could have also just gone, well, I'm injured, can't do anything about it, and then just sort of laid on the sofa the whole day. So I've forgiven myself for that, because I still have done it, but just not to the intensity that I would have liked. But I think part of obviously having the anxiety throughout this period, it likes to reinforce that I'm just not good enough. So I think maybe part of that mindset and that thought process is coming from that, and I should probably be proud of myself for actually still achieving it. And that is quite similar to most of the days. So I have actually managed to get into the studio a couple of times, but I've managed to keep up my Apple Ring fitness streak and my 10,000 steps. I'm actually now, let me get this up because I can't remember the exact days. I'm 102 days in, which is absolutely insane. When I first started this 10,000 step a day streak goal thing, I was like, oh my god, it would be so cool to actually get to 100 days. And I was so close. Obviously when my back was injured, I think I was on like 92, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm this close and I'm gonna lose it because of this injury. But I'm so chuffed that I managed to keep it up, albeit very slow, and not with any sort of super effort, but I got it. So I am chuffed about that. And similarly, my Apple Fitness ring log, I think I'm on exactly the same streak of days for closing my Apple Fitness rings as I am for my step goal, because I started it on the same day. But I'll insert a photo of my walking step streak and my Apple Fitness rings. As you can see, I have completed them for the whole of August, the whole of September, the whole of October, and November so far. Now, like I say, I kind of feel like I'm cheating myself a bit because it wasn't like a super intense workout, but I think given the fact that I was injured and I was doing my best, I'm gonna let that one go, because I think it's important for me to appreciate consistency throughout struggle, and the fact of like sometimes you can't do what your best was yesterday. And I think this is important for everyone to hear, because if you're like me, you will really struggle with sort of setting a bar and not meeting that bar every single day. But that is totally impossible. That is so impossible to achieve. And your best might be 100% yesterday, but if you've only got 40% to give today, then you've still given 100% if you give 40%. And I think that's something that I really need to reinforce in myself, and sort of fight that anxiety that's just trying to reinforce that I'm not good enough, that I'm a failure, blah 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 blah, with the fact that I still did it. And although, yeah, it wasn't like an hour's workout in the gym, running on the treadmill, lifting weights, it was my best. So that's that. I think I don't really want to go into too much sort of like ramblings about the last couple of weeks, because I am starting to feel much better, which I'm so happy about. The fact that I've been able to pick up the camera today, the fact that I've been able to get on the scale, the fact that I've been able to sort of like talk about things a little bit more is a sign that this anxiety period is lifting, the depression's lifting, I'm feeling much better, I'm feeling much more myself. So I don't really want to go too deep back into sort of the thought processes and the feelings, because I don't want to really remind myself of how I was feeling. But yeah, although I'm not feeling 100% better, I'm definitely feeling better. I did try and film a couple of times over the last couple of weeks, but like I say, I struggled to film anything because I would try and talk about something or try and share something, and I'd be like, oh no, that doesn't make sense, delete the clip, try and start again, and that just happened. And then I did manage to film a full day, and then when I went to edit it, oh, I need to just move. When I went to edit it, I was like, oh god, no, this is horrendous, people are gonna think I'm so stupid. Just those total irrational, stupid anxiety thoughts just stopped me from doing it. So the fact that I'm filming today and I do feel like I am able to sort of like edit and upload is a really good sign. So yeah, breathe a sigh of relief for that. And in terms of my sort of tracking, food, obviously we've covered my fitness somewhat, but in terms of my tracking and food, it's been a little bit dismal. I have tried here and there to sort of like start off the day with the best intentions, but then as the days progress, I've just sort of like been very lackluster towards my tracking, very lackluster towards my nutrition. So it hasn't been the best, but it also hasn't been the worst either. So I've still had the desire to do well. Actually, that's a bit of a lie. On some days I've had absolutely no sort of like determination to eat well or anything like that. I've just been a little bit like, well, que sera, sera. Which is definitely not the mindset that I want to possess. And yeah, I don't really know what to say about it other than it's just not been that great. There's been moments of tracking, moments of not tracking. There's been some days where I've tracked everything and done really well, and yeah, but for most of the days I've been having a protein shake for breakfast, a protein shake for lunch, and then something very sort of like generic for dinner. So I've been having things like, so last night, for example, I had some haddock fillets that were in like a crispy crumb from M&S, very, very good, with some little, oh, there's a name for them and I can't remember, but like little square potatoes and some mushy peas. I've got absolutely no idea what else I've been having. But yeah, there's just been quite a few treats in there as well. A few biscuits, a few crisps and stuff. And although, yeah, it's totally normal and fine to have a few little treaty things here and there, it's not necessarily that I'm having it, it's the mindset that it doesn't matter that I'm more concerned about. Because if I was having it, tracking it, going to the gym and having a run, and it's all part of a healthy mindset, it's not, I don't care, I'm having this and I don't care and I'm totally not aware of it and I'm not going to be accountable for it. It's that mindset that I don't want to slip into. So when I talk about these things, it's not necessarily that I'm saying it's bad to have a biscuit, or it's bad to have a chocolate bar, or it's bad to have a packet of crisps. It's the mindset around that it doesn't matter. And yeah, I think that makes sense. So moving on, I'm gonna sort of somewhat try and explain weigh-in and what's been going on with that. So I haven't weighed in sort of every Friday. Obviously last week I wasn't even thinking about weighing. I was thinking about the fact that I was in immense amounts of pain and couldn't really move or sit down. So I believe the last weigh-in I shared was on, please correct me if I'm wrong though, was on the 20th of October, and that was 14 stone 1.4, which was a 2.6 pound loss from the previous week. I then weighed in on the 27th of October, and this is when I just basically have had a bit of a blip, and this was basically the start of that blip. So on the 27th of October, I weighed in at 14 stone 2.8, which was a 1.4 pound gain. Don't think I shared that. I really can't remember. And then on the 30th of October, I just quickly hopped on the scale just to see what was going on. And I weighed in at 14 stone 4.6, which was a 1.8 pound gain from the last one, which was also a gain. I feel like, what's that, 2.6 or something overall. And then this morning, I don't know how I was feeling about sort of weighing in. I was a little bit apprehensive because I have tried a bit more this week, and I've tracked a lot more than I haven't tracked. I've been more mindful. My memory card got full. I have been more mindful and just a little bit more getting back to my sort of regular way of thinking and feeling. But obviously having a couple of weeks of a bit of a blip, a bit of, yeah, a bad couple of weeks, I just really wasn't sure. And obviously with not being able to go to the gym, I was still getting my steps in and still closing my apple rings and stuff, but like I say, there wasn't much emphasis on it, and it wasn't a workout. It was just my best at this time of injury. So I just was really unsure. I was like, oh, I did feel like I was going to weigh in and I was going to be up from the last weight, but I weighed in this morning and I weighed in at 14 stone 2.4, so that is a 2.2 pound loss from the 14 stone 4.6, which I am a little bit relieved about, because I was really worried that I was gonna get onto the scale and I was gonna be like way back up in the 14s and have like messed up quite a lot of my progress. But I feel like that is a more sort of like tangible weigh in, that it's not too far away from my lowest weight so far of 14 stone 1. And I think if I try really hard over this next week, I can get back to that lowest weight and then just really push it and go forward. And it's also, I suppose like the good thing out of this is showing me that although, yeah, I haven't been perfect, I haven't been doing my ultra sort of best at losing weight and the best for my nutrition and stuff like that, I have been still dedicated. I have still managed to get in those, you know, 10,000 steps and close my apple rings, and it's been important to me. And I think that's the main thing that I've taken away from it, is that there's definitely been periods over the last few years where I would have been like, right, okay, that's it, injured, chilling out, can't cook, order a takeaway, blah blah. So although I'm not super happy, and I feel like, I don't know whether this is my anxiety talking or whether it's the truth or whatever, I could have done better, but I could have done a lot worse. And the fact that it was so important to me and it meant so much to still continue to get those steps in, and it has been difficult. It has been really difficult. You might be thinking, oh well, your back can't be that bad if you've managed to do 10,000 steps, but it has been really painful, and I've had to do it in such a way that like previously to injuring my back, I could have just gone to the gym, done a run on the treadmill, you know, blah blah blah, and quite easily got in those 10,000 steps, but I've had to really push it to get them. So it's not been easy, but it's been important to me to still be able to continue that streak, and I'm really happy that I've managed to do it. So in terms of the gym, I just don't know. The doctor wasn't very helpful in telling me sort of maybe when I should go back to the gym or blah blah blah. Probably my fault for not asking, but I think I've woke up this morning and my back was quite sore getting up and from the couch, so I've taken my medication, so it should ease it down a bit, but I just don't know. I feel like I'd really love to try and go tomorrow morning and just maybe have a walk on the treadmill. I'm not too sure about sort of exercises I should or shouldn't be doing. If you've got any suggestions for me, please leave them in the comments, of maybe exercises I can do that won't put too much stress or strain on my back. But having said that, it's in certain positions, like I was just thinking maybe like going on the bike, but I don't know if that would be quite painful because I'm like seated in a weird position. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be a little bit of a trial and error over the next week, and hopefully just some gentle exercise. I just want to be back in the gym. I think it would make me feel so much better, because I'm kind of like really in a good place with going to the gym now. So maybe just going, doing a gentle walk on the treadmill, maybe some swimming or walking up and down in the pool, maybe spending a bit more time in the hydrotherapy and stuff would be beneficial. But yeah, that's it for the update. I hope I've covered everything. I have missed filming, so I'm glad to feel a bit more able to pick up the camera. So today is a bit of a sort of worky day. I've got some work tasks I would like to get done. I would like to have a little bit of a tidy around. I think I'm gonna start off by having a little bit of a tidy, putting the washing up from tea away, and then get some work done, make myself a new to-do list, because I ticked everything off my to-do list for this week, which I'm super happy about. I need to make a new one though. And yeah, just have a really good, productive, healthy, happy day. So I thought I would share something I'm absolutely loving at the moment. I am a big fan of candles and just sort of like scents in general, to be honest. And I was having a little look at the candle section in Sainsbury's and noticed that they sell these little sort of oil scents which go in room diffusers. This is in the scent rhubarb and elderflower, and I absolutely love anything that smells of rhubarb. It's so good. Sephora actually do like a rhubarb scent on their products, and I love it. But yeah, I thought I would give this a try. It's actually by Habitat, but Sainsbury's stock Habitat products, and I just pop like a few drops in there with some water, and then sort of set it going for a few hours. But yeah, it just smells absolutely, oh, it'd help if I put the lid on. Yeah, it smells fabulous. And if you're like me and you do love candles and just making your room smell really lovely and cozy, I feel like this was about £3, £3.50. It really was not that expensive. And I've used this bottle quite a few times and it's still very full. So it's much cheaper than buying candles, because if you're like me, I go through candles really quickly. I absolutely love them. I love them lit and what have you. But this is nice to just get a really lovely scent going in your room. I find it very relaxing and lovely. Just made myself a protein shake for my lunch. Not feeling like super mega hungry, but then also did want something. So yeah, just made that. I've just been working for the last few hours and managed to get quite a lot ticked off my to-do list, which is great. But I'm gonna go and get back to it. Are you enjoying a sunspot? Are you? Have you found a sunspot? Cutie girl. So I have just had a very quick shower, quickly bobbed a bit of makeup on, which I cannot remember the last time I wore makeup, and got myself dressed because Jim should not be too much longer now, and he called me a little while ago. My blinking mascara. Called me a little while ago just to say should we head out and grab some stuff for tea and whatnot when he gets back. He also very cutely said he wanted to get me a bunch of flowers. So yeah, we're going to do that in a bit. But I think I'm going to just finish up a few worky bits. Oh, it's sunny. I can't remember the last time the sun was shining either. Is this a sign of good things to come? It's actually quite a nice day today. I might actually attempt to go on a little walk later. My back was feeling a little sore a little while ago. I think it was just because I've been sat on the sofa pretty much all day. In fact, I don't know what my step count is at. I dread to think we're on 2,808 currently. So obviously need to try and get some more steps in. So yeah, I think I might have a little attempt at going on a little walk and see. I thought she was coming because she heard the W word. Yeah, and just see how I get on. But yeah, I think it was just hurting a bit because I've just been sat working away for pretty much the whole day. So I'll see how it feels later. Jim's home.
Hello.
Yay. Jim is home. Jim has been to Scotland today. Would you believe? Whereabouts in Scotland have you been to?
I've been to the Kincardine Bridge, which is over the Firth of Forth, I believe. Oh, I missed my chance then. And it's about 285 miles.
Oh wow.
So it took just over 4 hours.
I think you did it in really good time. I wasn't expecting you to be back by this time, but then you did set off at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Have you ever noticed when you try and pull out of your drive that it's quiet?
Yeah.
When you get to the pavement bit, but then everybody seems to appear like Truman Show, I think. I
feel like they get on the walkie-talkies and go, Jim's trying to pull out of his drive, everybody go.
Hey, we're out.
We're out.
Yeah, so it took 4 hours there, 4 hours back.
Fabulous. And how was the journey? It's been a nice day, hasn't it, weather-wise?
Well, this morning I set off at, what did I say, 3:30, didn't I, in the morning?
Yeah.
So I was extremely tired and it was very foggy and very dark. So, you know, like when your nerves are right on edge and everything.
And you're a bit tired and yeah, it's not pleasant.
We're a white knuckle ride really. So that was a bit rubbish. But then the sun came out. After I'd done my delivery, everything seemed to go right then. Awesome. I was just telling Maria though that I'd indicated to overtake a truck and I looked in my mirror and a lady indicated to go into the fast lane to get out of my way, which was nice. So I started pulling over and I'm halfway over and she decides to come back into my lane because there's a car coming up fast behind her. So we were like about an inch from each other and I was like, oh. So I moved over and you know normally you get that horrible sort of like, it's almost like
it's adrenaline, isn't it?
It's adrenaline, but it's like really greasy and sort of spiky, isn't it? Do you know what I mean by that? It's a horrible feeling, isn't it?
Yeah,
and I didn't get it. But I looked behind, I looked in my mirror again, and she's kind of halfway, she's still halfway between the fast lane and the middle lane, slowed right down now.
Oh dear.
Because she's just lost it, completely lost it, thinking she's going to have an accident.
Oh dear.
And I'm thinking, my God, really? Someone's going to smash into her in a minute. There's been loads of accidents today on the motorway.
Oh dear. Well, hopefully everybody's okay.
Well, no, actually. The first one I saw was a little white car. Like a Cinquecento type thing. and a truck had smashed into it.
Oh my goodness me.
So that wasn't good.
Oh no, terrible.
It had only just happened because they were only...
everyone be safe on the roads.
Yeah, exactly.
Drive safely.
Sorry, anyway, I'm wibbling.
No, it's okay. We're both as bad as
Jim's
each other.
traffic report. Beep, 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 beep.
The traffic report with Jim at 2:30.
Jim traffic.
No, I feel like I'm a top tier wibbler as well, so don't you worry.
Top tier wibbler. You should have that on your
a t-shirt.
On a t-shirt, yeah. Top tier wibbler.
I know what I'm getting for Christmas. So now we're just heading out and we're gonna grab something for tea.
I'm gonna buy the girls some flowers because I love her.
Aww.
And I've had a pretty good week work-wise, haven't I? So
yeah, you've been doing alright.
When I have actually got money, I am really romantic and nice. But I haven't usually got any, so.
Bless you. You've worked really hard this week. And yeah, so my lovely Jim's gonna do that, and then
flowers and candles.
We're to Maria's heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Have you got any ideas what we should have for tea, or should we just have a little browse? I think we should have a browse.
Maybe I liked the idea of that, a meal in for two.
Yes, let's have a look at that. So my weigh-in wasn't too bad this morning. Way. I was expecting.
Where do they weigh a whale? And not that you're a whale. Just remember.
What? Excuse me? What the heck?
Unfortunate remembering of a joke that's I think was quite funny at a whaleway station.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh, well. Anyway, yeah. Don't take that the wrong way.
Is that a fraudulent slip there?
Fraudulent. Fraudulent.
Why do I always say fraudulent?
I don't know. Maybe you like ripping people off.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so it wasn't too bad. I did, I think it was 14 stone, 2.6.
Oh wow, you're nearly into the 13 stones.
Yeah, well, I'd got down to 14.1 and we're doing really well. And then I've had my blip, I've had my bad back, anxious.
Your good year blip?
My good year, well, it's not been a fully good year, but my good stint blip. But thankfully it's not too bad because, yeah, I think if I work hard over the next week, I reckon I'll be back maybe to 14 or peaking into the 13s maybe, so well, I'm really pleased about that.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Because you've done really well there.
I think considering this time last week, I was stood with a hot water bottle strapped to my back and couldn't sit down. And I've managed to do my steps and stuff, not done too bad.
It was nothing to do with me. I was just there for support, wasn't I?
Yeah. So
no, I think you're doing really well because on the other end of the scale, literally, is me. And I was doing really well. I was cycling every day and doing my 30k every day, and then I did that. I rode across England, didn't I? And everything. And since I've done that, I've come back and I've thought I'll eat loads of cheese boards and drink loads of beer and do absolutely no exercise and just put as much weight on as I can. That's how it feels.
Oh
so
dear.
I don't know what is going on, but anyway, there you go.
I think you should be my accountability buddy.
Accountability buddy?
Yeah.
I think I should be dropped off on a desert island for about 3 weeks with just water.
But that's like such an extreme, like you can do it in a healthy, nice way that's enjoyable.
I just can't though. It's so difficult.
You can. You absolutely can.
Do you know what it is, right? I get into a certain mindset and I just cannot be bothered. Cannot be bothered.
I know. I think you go, when you put your mind to something, like and especially as far as weight loss concerned, because I think once you've got in that mindset, you actually drop weight quite easily, don't you? Yeah. It's like you jump on the scale and you're like 2 stone down, and it's like quite frustrating. But yeah, you do put your mind to it. It's just
doing it as well.
Don't you think it's just about putting your mind to it though? It's the hardest bit, isn't it?
I just think an old dog. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, and it's very difficult to change yourself, isn't it? not to dwell on negativity, because things are looking up, aren't they?
Things are looking up.
Things are looking up, so things are good again.
We're going to one of my favourite places in the world, Marks and Spencer's.
I'm gonna go nuts, but
Absolutely
we'll get
not.
a few bits and bobs.
A few bits and bobs.
The doggy needs some sausages, doesn't she?
She does.
As well.
She absolutely does. So we will go and, well, we're almost there now, aren't we?
Yes.
Jim's filled up this clip with his ramblings.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
I might use this for my blog. It's mostly me.
This is the best garlic and herb sauce that ever did live.
So we are back from the shop. Thought I would show you what we went with. I picked out these absolutely beautiful flowers, and I feel like they match the living room really well. Very, very pretty. Oh, Floss is hungry and wants some food. Yes, so I'm going to pop them in a vase of water soon. So we decided to go with the Dine for Two meal that you can get at M&S. There's so many amazing choices. I let Jim pick, just as he's been sort of like out all day, and I just thought I'd be kind and let him choose. Not that I wasn't like up for what he chose or anything. So we went with this chicken forestier. I hope I'm not butchering the pronunciation of that. So this is basically a chicken breast oven roasted paired with whole baby chestnut mushrooms, onion petals, and outdoor bred bacon, served in a creamy white wine sauce. Yummy. So we got that, and then Jim chose the chippies for the side, and we also, I wasn't feeling a dessert, and you can either get a starter or a dessert as part of the dining for two. So we chose these, which I'm so excited to try. And these are the Barber's Cheddar Fondants. Look how good they look. So I need to pop them into my diary. You need to sneeze. Thank you. I also got myself some Diet Pink Lemonade. I really like this. It's really yummy. So yeah, I'm just gonna feed the Florence first of all, as she's ringing her dinner bell, and then I'm gonna pop these in my diary and see how I'm getting on with calories today, because normally I would sort of pre-plan and pre-pop it in and make sure it's within calories and what have you. However, myself and Jim are having a little bit of a home date night tonight, so I'm not going to be too strict or stringent on the calories, but I would like it to be within calorie. So I'm going to go feed Floss, and then we'll see what the calorie situation is. So I have just popped dinner into my diary, which I track all my calories on the NutriCheck app. And the whole meal is coming in at 989 calories, which is a lot more than I would normally have for my dinner. However, I've only had my coffee and my protein shake today, so that did leave me quite a significant amount of calories for dinner anyway, so that's worked out quite well. But it still takes me 30 calories over my calorie goal, but I'm not too concerned with 30 calories. It's not too bad. So my back is feeling a little more sore than it has been throughout today. I think that's just because we were sort of like walking around in Marks and Spencer's. So yeah, I think I'm going to take my sort of afternoon, evening medication and maybe sit down and rest it for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I need to do a little sort of walk to get my steps up, because I'm currently on 5,096 and the time is currently 4:30, so that's not good. So I'm going to just pop my flowers into a vase, and then I will have a little rest and get these steps in. Hi.
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 Hello, darling. What do you think's in what do you think's in flower food? Oh, this.
Maybe sugar and phosphorus and nitrogen.
Oh, it's my favourite lunch, that. What song can you think of that talks about flowers?
Flowers in the rain, I'll bring you flowers. Flowers in the window. I love the song.
Look at this guy.
Ah, we love him.
How are we getting on? Looking good. Look how beautiful this rose is. It's it goes like from pink to yellow. How clever is that? He needs to be a bit taller, doesn't he? Oh, well, look at me now. Flowers in the window, such a lovely day. We put you there. There's a lot of like foliagey kind of stuff in here. I love these like twig things. These are so cool. Maybe put that at the back. Get a little bit of height. Tell you what though, this guy's getting a bit lost in there. I reckon move him. What do you think to my arrangement?
Oh, beautiful.
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 Just like it. So I am going to end today's video here, as I'm going to set a little indoor walk and walk around the house to try and finish up getting my steps.
Christopher walking.
You love it when I like pace up and down the room, don't you?
No. It puts me on edge.
Why?
Because you're like this.
Bit more of a hobble than that though.
For about 2 hours. I'm trying to sit down and relax and you like that. For 2 hours. And I'll say, you done yet? And I'll say, Jim, give me some support.
Well, it pays to be accountable.
I'm on 5,000. Right.
I actually am at the moment. So yeah, I'm gonna try my best to get them steps in, which I know I'll get because I don't give up. Much to Jim's dismiss?
No,
Demise?
I'm proud of you. You're doing really well. Keep it up.
So yeah, and then we're just gonna get cozy and have a little bit of a cozy date night watching a film.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
A long day.
Long day. So yeah, I really hope that you have enjoyed today's video. If you did, I would super appreciate if you could give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe down below because it will make me very, very happy. And if you do like my videos and you would like to keep up to date with when they go live, you can hit that notification bell. And until next time, from me and the Gymster, stay happy, healthy and well. Love you all. Bye.